What's up, guys? Zaid here with YCS champion coming to the regionals, kicking ass too. Hometown hero. What you play today?
I played Yubel with Fiends cards. Yeah.
And we don't know the place yet. We know it's in the top 8 and we'll hear it soon.
It's to be determined.
What's your record?
I finished 8-1.
8-1.
Yeah.
Big dog.
I
shit.
lost. My only losses for the Open Game 3 Dark Beckoning Beast and Lacrima, and I was going second. I had 4 normal summons, and I was like, he had a full board, like a full Ryzo board. I'm like, what do you want from me? What do you want?
You want to get in the profile? You have shoutouts?
No shoutouts. Nobody really helped me with this deck. Nobody believes in this deck. I'm just taking his ass, so I wanted to show that it's still good, even with one fan. They gave us 3 gates, you know?
Shout out everybody. You were proved wrong.
Shout out everyone, sure. Shout out TCG, shout out Zaid. This is 51 cards, by the way. That's the fun thing about it. I wanted to make a deck that had enough starters and going second cards for the format, while still being like pretty consistent, and then also minimizes the bricks, because you have a bunch of cards you want to draw. You have Chaos Summoning Beast, both the Yubels, like Squirmer, Nightmare Pain, a bunch of stuff you don't really want to see.
40 card hands would be disgusting. Like, you would probably see those cards a lot and in duplicates.
For
like
sure,
one of each.
And you also can't run enough going second cards in 40 and Yubel. With the 2 extra gates in the main deck, you only have enough space for like 10, 11 hand traps. Like, that's not what I want to do with this deck, especially this format. You let Ryzo go interrupted, you just lose.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Go ahead and get into it. I got 3 Nightmare Throne Terraforming, so 4 copies of Nightmare Throne. And then the main targets for it, I have 4 copies of Lotus, 3 Lotus and 1 for 1, and then 3 Dark Beckoning Beast, as well as 3 of the gates and the brick for him. So these are all your main starters. The Fiendsmith cards, which I'll show later, I have a small Fiendsmith engine, is also starters, but these are like your prime starters. Like, you want to see these. Obviously not this guy, but you know, you have like, what is this, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have like 14 starters right here. In 51, the math's pretty good. Plus the Fiendsmith cards, I think you have like 18 starters. So that's where you want to be with 51 cards. I have no complaints over it.
You wouldn't want to go 19-20, or you can't cut down?
No, I really can't cut down, and I like the hand trap ratio too. I didn't want to switch it. And then some of like the other Yubel stuff you have to play. 1 Gruesome Grave Squirmer. He's searchable with Nightmare Pain, so I only play 1. Both the Yubels, shout out to the judges. They made me take both these out because they didn't like the way they looked, which is fair. And then 2 Spirit and Nightmare Pain. These are the non-starters that all work as extenders in the deck that you want to get through in your main combo. You don't really want to draw them. So that's why I'm not playing 3 Spirit. That's why I'm only playing 1 Squirmer, 1 Nightmare Pain. Yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And then the Unchained stuff, obviously just Shabara and the trap. 3 more traps better, a lot of hand traps running around. You don't end on your full board a lot of times, and you want to make sure your Soul Rage gets its value. You don't want to play greedy, get escape, set it, and then have them out Soul Rage, and then you're like, I have just a pop that I can't activate. And then the Fiendsmith stuff, 1 Lurie, 1 Trax, 1 Lacrima, and just 2 Engraver. There's an argument to play 3. I mean, if you could just throw a 50-second card in the deck, why not? 3 Engravers if that's what you want, but I didn't need to do that. I don't think it's necessary. You only go through 2 or 1, so I'm happy with these.
A lot of different decks do play like 3 of this and 3 of this. What,
yeah,
they just not feel good enough to draw?
Those decks that play those cards are like where Fiendsmith is like the big engine inside the deck. They'll play even 3 Lacrima sometimes, or they'll play they have like 3 Trax, 1 Lacrima, 3 Engraver. Like in the Ryzeal Fiendsmith deck, it wants to max out on this card. It wants to see them every game. This deck doesn't need to do that. It accesses it through Moon. You know, you get through the Fiendsmith cards without drawing them every game anyway. It's really no big deal. That's why I don't need like a huge engine. And then just the hand traps. All the best ones I think right now: Ash, Imperm, Valor, Ogre, and Fawalos. So it's 15. There's an argument for Nib. I don't have space. I also play Fenrir, as we'll see in a minute, so I don't want to have to conflict with those 2. The good thing about Nib in this deck, though, is that the bigger the Nib token, the easier it is for you to kill them. You're playing Yubel, right? You play up a Nightmare Pain, you give them like a 4K token, 2 Yubel swings and you die. So that's the cool thing about Nib. It honestly synergizes with the deck, which is funny to say, but yeah, no space right now.
We use Nib to OTK.
Yeah, basically. We might put it in later. It's funny when like they nib you when you're going second, and then it ends up letting you kill them because they gave you a token, or they gave you the nib and then you crash into it and stuff. It's really funny. And then the non-hand trap going second cards, 3 Fenrir, 3 Droplet, and just 2 talents. I had 50 cards in the deck, and I'm like, fuck it, 51. Put a second talent in that bitch. I want to see it.
It's sometimes like an extender too if you have to draw.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great card. And like, if you don't hand trap the deck, you're already if you don't hand trap Yubel, they're already gonna win, right? So if they hand trap you and you have talents, you just
2 and 5 gum.
Exactly. Like, you can have full combo if they don't hand trap you. Who cares who draws talents? Like, you're gonna win anyway. You have 10 interruptions or whatever.
So 23 going second cards, that is?
Yes.
And
15 plus 8. Yep.
Do you ever use this to like combo, or is it just straight like out of guy?
I did a couple times where I opened really bad. I have just Fenrir and a hand trap, I'll make Moon with Fender and the hand trap, and then make the full Fiendsmith combo, which is full. What's it called? Yubel combo.
Yeah, that does feel bad. It's not the worst. They hand trap you. You use the hand trap. They lost the hand trap. You replace the Fender.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It sucks to have another hand trap for it, but I mean, honestly, like this card it's everything. You know, it's an extender. It helps you
outs detonator.
It outs detonator. Yeah, this deck has a bit of a detonator problem. I almost want to like dedicate more of the main deck to board breakers and less to the hand traps just for detonator. But I didn't have any problems today. Every time I got detonated, I outed it.
Sick.
And then I'll do the extra first. This card came up like 5-6 times during today. I don't know why no Yubel player plays this card anymore. I think this card's absolutely disgusting. It makes an SP with the bandage right away. It helps you play when when your Beckoning Beast gets impermed, but you already have opening. Because of the imperm it, you opening it, you stretch another guy, you link off, and then you can use the discard for opening to bring back your first guy. So you have Almirage guy, and then that's Fiendsmith combo, which is Yubel combo. So I think this card's absolutely necessary, especially in the games where like you're getting hand trapped a bunch. And you have the space. You have one Phantom now, so you have the space to play it. And then for the Fiendsmith cards, Requiem, Sequence, Moon, Desiree, Necroquip, Arrow Eater. This is your Fiendsmith engine.
I haven't seen this one played that often. What does it add to your deck?
It mills any Fiend, so what it usually ends up doing is milling a Samsara D Lotus or a Spirit of Yubel, and then you either make Yama or Muckraker, and you bring it back, and you full Yubel combos from that spot. So mostly always you're making this. I never made this guy at all today.
Wait, so does one Engraver get you that line to dump that and reborn it?
One Engraver is like full Yubel board minus Ferocious. It's like 6 interruptions.
And so you don't make like this, right? Like just off that or like
no,
the
I
DDD?
never summon this turn 1. This is more just like if I know what they're on, if I know they're not playing Nib, but if I already have Yubel combo, then I'll make this at the end. But usually, I would say 90% of the time, we're just making this guy. And he's also at 6 for Caesar, so it's really nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's also an extender. He comes back from grave by banishing 2 Fiends. So he's just everything deck once. And I learned a cool play today. I'll get into it in the side deck later. With Chaos Hunter, you can actually dump Chaos Hunter off of this, and then reborn Chaos Hunter off of Yama or Muckraker. So against Malice, you can have a Chaos Hunter as part of your normal import.
Yo, that's kind of sick.
Like, it's disgusting.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it came up once. I mean, I was winning that game anyway, but it made it. I was flexing on it.
Can you just do it with Lancia too, or no? No, it's got to be a Fiend, yeah.
Luckily, Chaos Hunter is a Dark Fiend. So.
Yeah.
And then the Unchained stuff, 1 Soul Rage, 1 Yama, is all you need. You don't need more of them. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. If you played Escape, you would play 2 Yama, but I don't, so you don't. And then the other links, just Muckraker and SP. This is for Soul Rage, or if you need to break a board. And this is for extending. I play this card so many times today, maybe like 10 times I summon this guy. He's really good. This is also for when you break a board with this card in Yubel, you can still kill them on the same turn because you're not attacking directly to kill.
Oh, you're hitting
attacking
your
monsters.
creature.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So they don't usually expect to die unless they know your deck pretty well. It's pretty funny to get people with that. And then the Phantom Yubel obviously went to 1. This card looks fake. This does not look like a real Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It doesn't. It looks scribbled on.
Yeah, it looks great, but I like it. It looks cool. That's all you need. 1 is recyclable. You know, Nightmare Throne and Soul Rage both add it back to your extra deck. So if you go through it, you have a way to get back to it. 2 ways to get back to it. And then the XYZs, Caesar, Ferocious. This is when you go almost uninterrupted. It puts up the biggest board you can make. This is just 2 level 10, so Yubel, Spirit Yubel. This card's not going to negate. It's everything. There's also a cool play with this and Dark Ruler. If you get Dark Ruler, I know it's not very popular right now, but if you were to get Dark Ruler and this is negated, you still have Yama engraved. So your Yama, when it gets popped, you can summon back a guy like Soul Rage, and then pop your Verugis. And when he's destroyed, if he has material, he pops a card on the field. So he still gets his value even if he's negated. Yeah, he still does something for the deck.
And then if he's not negated, he gets his negate and he gets popped.
He gets a pop. Yeah, he's broken. And if you attack with him at damage tab, you can pop a card. So he does like everything. He's a really, really good card. And like I said, you have the space now that Ham's at 1. You can afford to play these more like greedy quote unquote cards. And then my 15 slot was either going to be a Gnum Day, like the Link 3 Fiendsmith guy, but I wanted to play this instead. So I know Rise has a really hard time outing this card. And this card is just really easy to summon. This deck is just a Engraver plus Lacrima, or Necroquip plus Lacrima. It's a crazy card when it works. It's not great against Malice. I wouldn't summon against that deck. But against like Rizio decks, it's very annoying for them to deal with. The only game I lost against Rizio this card was not today, but in locals. I lost some time because they just summoned a big Desiree and beat it down once.
Yeah, I've seen that happen on
take
DB.
damage, but yeah, you can just put in defense and survive. But like, if one turn and then time gets called, you lose. It kind of sucks. But this doesn't have to be Chaos Angel. It could be a lot of things. Like I said, the Link 3 Fiendsmith. Other stuff you can maybe want to play Link Spider for Nib tokens, so you can still make effect monsters. You can make Moon afterwards. You have a couple options you can play.
Are there any that you would side? Like, would you side that card in against matchups it blows out via Chaos Angel?
No, I'm not really pressed for space anymore, so I don't really want to dedicate a side deck spot to it. I like the way the extra deck is right now.
Fair.
I feel like it's pretty loose now. And then the side deck, it is 3 Lancia, obviously for Malice. I'm kind of scared of that deck, especially the Bestial version is very annoying for this deck and most decks, honestly. 3 Eclipse for Detonator. I wanted more ways to out it. More ways to just deal with it, because that card can be very annoying against this deck. The one called by, I'm not maining it. I could, but I don't really like this card going second, so I don't want the chance of drawing it going second. It kind of doesn't do anything. 3 Thrust, and the Thrust targets D-Barrier and Sanctum. This is for Lancia for Malice. This is for Yugioh and everything else that needs to be D-Barriered. These cards have been very good. I don't see myself changing them. I like them a lot. They give a lot of versatility for the deck. What I might do is add a DDG instead of this anti-spell.
That's fair, so you can tutor a third.
Yeah, it's searchable. This card actually won me 2 games today, which is funny to say because I drew it twice in a 51 card deck. But you know, it is what it is.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
I love it.
My last 2 slots are just Chaos Hunter and Mannequin Cat. This is for Shifter. If you get Shifter, you summon this guy with Beckoning Beasts, bring back their Shifter, summon this from the deck, and then you play normally. It's full combo normally.
But now we know you don't even need to have that. You can just do it with your engine.
Yeah, but if you get Shifted, you can't help with
Yeah.
But,
so it gives you another route
yeah,
to
it's
it.
also just another card against Malice you can have. Like, it's just good. I play it against Malice first and second. Like, it's
That's
just something you want to
crazy.
play. Yeah, and that's the deck. Like I said, 51 cards. I'm happy with it. I might add Nib, might add maybe another board breaker or something. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it.
Are you playing Philly?
I will be at Philly. I don't know if I'm playing this deck again or I'll play something else. This is kind of like a for fun deck, but it ended up working better than I expected and better than in testing.
Are you able to leak what you might be playing, or are you keeping that under a
I was
wrap?
playing before this. I was playing a Magical Musket, Bestial Fiendsmith deck. It's like a Fiend pile with Bestials. I might go back to it, but honestly, it struggles against Mouse deck like really hard, so it might not be worth it. Like I said, I play against like 3 or 4 Mouse today.
Yeah.
It's not something I really want to play against anymore.
That deck seems like it's going up in popularity. I feel like it was
is,
not
yeah.
played a lot of the YCS.
Yeah, it's getting cheaper, and I think people are getting better with it. And I think that it's
That's
only
fair
getting better.
too.
And it's getting more support, so you know it's something to pick up that people just want to have to play with. But yeah, that's the deck.
Cool. You have any closing thoughts or anything?
No, try it out. Yubel's not dead. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better than it was before the ban list, but it's probably like on par. Like I said, find ways to recycle Phantom. Find ways to, you know, your deck is so good at playing through hand traps, like multiple hand traps. Find ways to keep playing through them. Like my last game today, I played through 3 hand traps and ended on the full board. Like it was like Ash, Imperm, Ogre. I ended on the same exact thing. Maybe minus some follow-up or something, but this deck is just crazy, so give it a try.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.